Absolutely brilliant. It brings a smile to my face. Not only the song, it's also the guest in studio today, by the way, man. Because you know what? It's Thursday. It's after 5 in the p.m., which means it's time for Transformational Thursday. You've got to live stream this. We're live on Facebook. Get on to spicefm.co.ke at Spice FM KE. Kama tutaka kuuliza hizo maswali. Otherwise, dial that number 0719012600. We call it our mishmash between an engage and a TED Talk. Okay. We will not get up and preach from a pulpit like Elon Musk. No, sir, Bob. Hapo tunaongea story ya kiwase. Okay. People whose life journeys basically epitomize that word we call grit. They aspire to inspire. Oh, man. I mean, that story got you talking last week, by the way. Sana paka somebody starts, he wants to thinking of starting a podcast. Speaking of aspiring to inspire, they say life's journey is like a mountain. Unapanda juu, unashuka chini. Unapanda juu, unashuka chini, unapanda juu. Eventually, you'll figure the summit. And once you're there, you'll take in the sights and sounds, and then you realize, hang on, this journey, I'm on top of the world. I'm only halfway there. Because you can't live there, no? You've got to descend. That is the journey of life. But you know what? There's some people who actually do have control. Or not, well, no one really does. Because, you know, we don't have that crystal ball. But some people have got a strategy and they have a plan. In fact, this gentleman in studio today, he's one of the guys who, and please don't laugh, he kept me sane on an evil keel, some say, during one of the more turbulent periods of my life. And indeed, he's a gentleman who has got over 20 years working experience in media communications and public relations, event management, sales, and marketing. He has been a proven asset, more especially in this era of digital transformation that is now everywhere on the agendas of corporate boards that have risen to the top of CEOs' strategic plans. He's a man who now, at a place called Loud and Create Creatives, he is responsible for driving the company's transformation by leveraging on new media, online and broadcasting ecosystem to strategically position and sustain momentum in collaboration with media players who are yearning to transform their enterprises through cutting-edge communications. This is a guy who, when he started as a journalist, he worked across various local and international media houses, including Citizen TV, where we met, K24, Reuters, and indeed the British Broadcasting Corporation, known to you and I as the BBC. He rose through the ranks from being a field reporter to an editor of business news, and he won various awards and accolades, including a presidential commendation for exemplary work during the coverage of the tax and revenue issues of the Taxpayers' Week locally. During the time that he was in media, our guest today has mentored and trained various journalists who have gone on to produce exemplary stories. And I like this. If you look into any newsroom locally, you will find at least one reporter in all, like I said, major TV stations who has gone through his mentorship. He has emerged as a long-time influencer. He's passionate about thought leadership, and he's zealous on his thematic goal of demystifying communication technology to make it more accessible to even the average person and businesses. I like that, because even saying it was so hard, it made me think, you know, a long-time influencer who's passionate about thought leadership and zealous in his thematic goal of demystifying communication technology to make it more accessible to even the average person and business. And on this World Radio Day, our guest in studio, Transformation Thursday, is my brother from another mother, Tony Timase. Now, maybe, like I said, you know, we're live on Facebook, it's audiovisual, so you can go into spicefm.co.ke. But, you know, I've made a lot of color from my voice, locally and internationally. But this guy, the first time I saw him, by the way, and then he opened his mouth. Hey, that's why I call him Timase. Yes. Tony T, what's up, bro?
That introduction, man, makes me...
It's been a minute, dog.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
You're looking good. You do not age.
No, you know, I saw, I'm trying very much not to do what politicians do. Yeah. I won't despise you because the last time he needs good luck. But I know he's in Addis right now and his hair is jet black. Black Ilembaya, like a teeny. So
it's allowed to do that.
It's allowed. It's allowed, ne? So no, but I believe I've got to ask you, Tony, before we start, just off the cuff, because you know people talk about looks. When you started on, first of all, happy World Radio Day, brother.
Thank you, man. It's been a journey for me individually, for radio as an industry as well. Right. It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah.
And things keep changing in the global perspective.
Right.
But radio is still king,
right?
I believe.
It's still king, especially in Africa, ne?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's the economic factors involved. But, you know, when we go back over 20 years, Tony, you know, remember back in the day, and I'm trying to be very polite about this, on TV, looks mattered. You know, and, you know, I remember hanging out with you and, you know, it was like a moth to the flame, yeah? Wasichana Musilani. So, you know, you had to look a certain way. You had to be a handsome guy. You had to sound a certain way. You had to be a bit eloquent and educated. Do looks still matter today?
For TV,
yes,
not that much. Content, of course, is king. Everywhere you go, content is king.
Yes.
But there's got to be some attraction to that content.
Buzz.
So is it your looks?
Buzz.
Is it your persona?
Right.
Is it the way you present yourself?
Buzz.
Before you present the message?
Sharp.
So that is very important, but it does not supersede the content.
So now, we've changed, because remember before you could get, you could have the intelligence of a helicopter with an ejector seat. Lakini, if you look like Miss World, weka yapo and you could...
That does not pass anymore.
No, it does not pass. Is that because of the digital age, brother?
Yes, because you know...
everyone's got a mic.
By the time you're sitting to watch TV, you've already consumed 80%, so to speak, of that information through the phone.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
So you've gotten almost everything that you need to know. So when you're sitting down, you're just getting more details of what you've been consuming throughout the day. So really... it's about the content more than that person sitting there.
Okay, and Mariam, we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw it online, and Tony, it's become a thing. You know, what is a content creator? Everyone's a content creator these days. Is it diluting the media industry?
That's a debate that's ongoing, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. Content creators, well, we consume their content.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So they're creators, right?
Yeah.
But they are not different, really, but to some extent different from you and I, because you are governed by ethics of communication.
There we go. There we go.
Them. They can post anything.
Right.
They can throw in lies there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They can call you names. In the name of making content, creating content. Yeah. But you cannot do that.
Yes.
So there's a difference there. But they do pretty much what we do as communicators. Yes.
Do you think that people are looking for that raw content? What you're talking about right now?
How raw is raw, though? And remember, you, as a communicator, you are supposed to allow feedback, or what we say, you give the other person an opportunity to defend themselves if you're accusing them of something.
Right of reply, ne?
Yeah, right of reply. So let's go back to these content creators. So they create something about you that is not really you, but they don't give you a chance to
the right of response
to reply to what they created, and yet they post it there and people consume it. By the time you're going to respond or react to what was posted, the damage has been done.
Right. So, you know what? And so there's a lot that you're going to learn and you can basically consume from Tony Timase today. So let's go back, Baba. All right? Let's rewind that clock literally to, you know what, our formative years, my brother. Where is Timase? Where is he from? Where is he at school in primary school? Where does Tony's journey to here start? You know, was it high school? Was it primary school? Were you watching the Jay Uningwana? You know, you and I are a bit long on the tooth. Had we finished school when it started?
Yeah, we were saying.
Are we watching it? Yeah. You know? So is it, where did Tony's story start? Were we listening to something on the BBC? They're like, okay, that Englishman sounds fine, prime. Were we reading something? How did the journey to being one of the foremost business journalists start, brother?
It started in high school. Strangely, I had an Indian teacher for my English subjects. So you can
yeah.
So you can imagine, right?
No.
Some of those pronunciations.
I've been in Kusumu where they teach English in Luo. What one? Yeah, you're gone. Sorry.
So yeah, that English teacher was a guy who told me, if I die and you do not, when you grow up, you do not become a journalist, I will be sad in my grave.
Wow.
This is in high school.
Right.
I think it was Form 2.
Right.
If I can remember, yes.
Right.
And he kept on repeating that every time he would see me.
Buzz.
So slowly but surely, he drummed that thing into me. I wanted to become a priest.
Yeah, I know this. Yes,
I've shared that story with you.
Yes. Why? So this English teacher, was it because of your literature skills, your comprehension? What was it? Your written word? What was it, brother?
It was my written word, and
Yes.
of course, the voice.
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us that. Share with us that priest story, please, my brother. And I found it a laugh. You told me we were in the middle of. Prince was, just imagine the song, the most beautiful girl in the world is playing, and there are various of them, and then says, by the way, you're not supposed to be a priest. I was on the floor.
I don't know why people do not get that. It's just life, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I grew up in a family of disciplinarians.
Yes.
My mom was a wardress, now retired. My dad, too, was a warder. But more of a farmer, but yeah, so there was a lot of discipline in growing up. And then we were...
Did you guys live in a prison compound?
Yes,
right.
we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did. And then they were pretty religious.
Yeah.
So every Sunday we had to go to church.
Catholic.
Yes, Catholic. So that's how I grew up. And then slowly it just dawned on me that this is the life that I want.
Yes.
Because then youth group, in the church, you become friends with the priests. The priest is coming home for lunch. You're spending days on end with your priests and fellow church guys. Then you're thinking, this is the life, because that's out of that discipline from your parents, and everything is tough. Then when you go to church, that's how you're able to breathe.
Indeed. Yeah.
So that now, that's the life that I grew up knowing, and that's why I really wanted to become a priest.
Okay.
So my idea was then after primary school, I go to secondary school, a seminary secondary school. So if you do 4 years of secondary school, you're exempted like 2 or 3 years in the major seminary. Now, when to become a priest, because you do like about 9 years.
Wow.
It would have it. I did not get accepted to join a seminary high school. So yeah.
Okay.
I went to UG High.
Okay, so so if you accepted, we would not be having this conversation.
I don't think we'll be having this conversation. I'll be using my voice then to change souls.
So how did you feel? The thing is, also went to a Catholic school, as you know, and that whole scandal about the church and boys.
I was avoiding that part.
Yeah. So, you know, I just don't see you as that guy. I don't see you playing with boys, no. So anyway, so this is the thing though, bro. So when you're not accepted, so that's clearly one of the, because you are prepared for it, man. This is, you are young, you finish primary, you're getting to secondary school, you want to go to seminary school, but there's this to U-turn. That I think would be one of your first major downfalls, right? Hurdles.
Yes.
How did you overcome that? Because I remember going to a school that I did not like. Enter the class for the first time and are getting teased because of my accent. How did you adapt to now, you know what? That dream is gone. I'm going to focus on this.
Of course, it was very disappointing that I couldn't join a seminary high school. But I was in a secondary school anyways. Indeed. So that dream had not died. It was still there.
Yeah.
So, you know, what I'm going to do, instead of getting that exemption of the 3 years, I'm going to do these 4 years of high school.
I like that.
Then when I'm done, I'll go back to my dream.
Bas.
I'll go to the major seminary now and do the 9 years. So I think now when I met my English teacher, that's when he started drumming this thing about me becoming a journalist. And I think that's when that dream of becoming a priest died.
Okay. So here you are, you're more or less in second form. Then we push through secondary school, brother. What happens when we're done?
So we do Form 4.
Yeah, bro.
We are not able to continue with our studies then. Well, because of my parents, they were not well off. So tough times. What do? I ran to the church to find solace. So become very active in church. Choir, I couldn't sing to save a life, but yeah. So I'm hanging out with the youth groups, doing everything in the church. Like 5 days out of seven in a week,
yes,
I'm in church.
Right.
So the priests are becoming my friends, the deacons are becoming my friends, and everything's just revolving around church. So at around that time, the Protestant church in Eldoret started a radio station.
The ACK, Anglican Church.
Yes, yes. Called Radio Sayari.
Yeah, okay.
So back again. Let me just take you back to high school. I'm in drama, because of my voice and stuff. So I'm pretty good in drama and music festivals, the public speaking things, and I'm enjoying that part of my life. Then Sayari comes in. I've finished my Form 4. There's nothing I'm doing. So what do we do here? A thought comes into my mind. Why don't you do radio drama?
Come on.
So I do a script and I take it to Sayari.
How did you know about it? Obviously there was, this is an LD. They made a splash when they landed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I take to them a script and they say, okay, sounds nice. We can work with this. So I got a contract to be delivering radio plays.
Wow. So this is so your English teachers, because you were good clearly in English, that is comprehension. But when did you become a playwright? That is when you were hanging out these 5 of the 7 days during the week.
Yes, in church now.
Yes.
We are doing drama things in church, simple competitions here and there for drama. That's when you start writing. Stuff like that, so that's how.
Wow. So this is now radio theater.
Yes.
And you're still a teenie. And these guys, Sayari, are like, now, you're the guy. You'll be giving us radio plays for this station.
Yes.
My God.
So I did that for a while. I think about 6 months.
Is this your first wage, Tony?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my very first wage.
What did you do the first paycheck, Prof? I've never asked you this.
I drank.
Was China
I drank most of it.
And had you not been drinking before? You saw that drinkingness in the church? Red wine.
I was drinking, but of course privately because my parents would kill me.
Yes. Are you still living with the warders?
No.
Okay.
Well, my mom is retired.
Yes.
My dad went to be with the Lord, so
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that's
6 months.
6 months of doing drama. Then the MD, I remember his name, Eli Rob, says, hey, you, we need you to become an on-air talent like what you're doing now.
Yes.
So why not?
Yes.
So I become an on-air talent.
Right.
I chop at that thing for another 6 months like this. Become very good at it.
Right. And now, because now your English teacher, he's still alive, am I? Yes, chef.
We lost contact after high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get, are you on-air talent in English or in the lingua franca?
In English.
Oh, good one.
All right. So then Eli Rob calls me to his office. Says, you're a Catholic. We love what you're doing here, but you're Catholic. And we're Protestants. We would like you to convert.
Yani hiyo ndio kitu ambayo ilikuwa inamsumbua mbaya. Wow.
So I share this story with who? My priest. Because I spend all my time in church. So if I convert, what does that mean? My friends and stuff. It doesn't make sense to me. But, so I go and share that story with my priest. He says, Pole sana, such is life. So long story short, my stint at Sayare came to an end. So back to being jobless.
listen. In terms of religion, because I'm an Anglican, aka a Protestant. But I went to a Catholic school. Okay, are you saying that you took religion that seriously? Because it's like the ones of the faiths. It's like if you're Christian marrying a Muslim, that's a thing. But Protestants and Catholics, it's a thing also like that.
It's not that big.
Yeah, but for you it was a thing.
Yes, because of my friends, because of spending time in church.
Yes,
all my days I'm in church. The priests are my friends.
Right.
Bosom friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So somehow you're thinking, if I convert, I won't be coming back to the Catholic Church. I won't be meeting these friends. What does that mean?
Okay. And speaking of bosom and the girl, was she Catholic also?
What are you talking about? Yeah, anyway, let's stick to the story, if we may. So I share this to my priest.
He tells you, boss, focus. You go and tell the guy who's paying your bills, Ukwende, it's by. That takes a lot, by the way. Yeah.
So back to jobless, a few months of being jobless. Then the priest calls me and tells me, bring me your CV. And he doesn't tell me for what.
Right.
So I put my CV together. I gave it to him.
Yeah.
About 2-3 months later, after the CV,
yes,
I get a call from Father Kizito.
Yes. The name sounds so familiar, yeah.
You would know Father Kizito is a big name.
Yes.
So he's starting a radio station for the Catholic Church.
Come on. What?
What is now called Radio Omini. I'm sure you've heard about
there
Radio
you go.
Omini.
Yes. Yeah.
So he says, there's a CV that was brought here, and now we're ready to proceed. Can you come?
Wow.
So 1 + 1 together, and I remember it's my priest who did this. I said, okay, fine.
You're still marinating in LD.
Yes. Yeah, come over. So I come to Nairobi.
Yeah.
And I start my stint at Radio Omini now. From Eldoret. From Eldoret now to Nairobi. I don't have friends. I don't know people in Nairobi.
Right.
Yeah, but Father Kizito organizes for the on-air talents and where to stay, because we were from different areas.
Yes.
We stayed at some place.
Yes.
So I worked at Radio Omini for about a year and a half.
Pause. Because now we're in Nairobi. This is now the beginning of the journey. So we're going to go into commercial break with our guest in studio today, Transformational Thursday, aspiring to aspire on this World Radio Day. Legend Tony Timase is in the building. Listen, Tony, we asked you for songs, list of songs, all right, to share with us when you came in. Now we've got, you've got a good list, by the way. You've got Michael Jackson, Leave Me Alone, Jermaine Jackson, the Teddy Swims of this world, Lionel Richie, Jay-Z, Billy Myers, Genuine, and indeed John Farham. Now, you're coming to Nairobi first time?
Yes.
What are you listening to, brother, of these songs here?
Let's start with Oh, this is very tough for me when I was putting these songs together. You remember, I am a radio person.
Yes,
I've
exactly.
been in radio, I've been a producer, I've been all those things. PC.
Yeah.
It was tough because all songs to me are just beautiful. But let's start with Faham.
Okay. And what does that song mean to you, brother?
I picked it because tomorrow is that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Indeed, man.
Most of the songs that I picked actually were.
I love it
because of tomorrow. Yeah.
I love it. So listen. So 0719012600 Spice FM KE. Share because we care. This one takes him back. Love is a beautiful thing. When he says that thing, he just can't chomoka. Use the words come out of his mouth. That's right. Courtesy of our guest today on World Radio Day in studio on this Thursday. Indeed, it is Transformational Thursday where we aspire to inspire. We bring you people whose life's journeys epitomize that word that we call grit. There he is. It's John Farham with You Are the Voice. And indeed, our guest in studio has got the voice. He's got over 20 years of working experience in media communications, PR, event management, sales, and marketing. This individual, he has been a proven asset. He is a proven asset, especially in this era of digital transformation. Okay? And you talk about a man who now at a company called Loud and Clear Creatives. He is responsible for driving the company's transformation by leveraging on new media. This is important. Online and the broadcasting ecosystem to basically strategically position and sustain momentum of collaboration with industry players yearning to transform their enterprises through cutting-edge communication. Before that, our guest was a journalist who worked across various local and international media houses, including Citizen TV, K24, Reuters, and indeed the BBC. He rose through the ranks from being a field reporter to an editor of business news, and he won various awards, including, by the way, a presidential commendation, okay, for the job that he did doing coverage of tax and revenue issues for Taxpayers Week here locally. All right. While he was still in media, you know what? He mentored and trained various journalists who have gone on to produce exemplary stories. Locally, you will find at least one reporter, okay, in all major TV stations, even here, go downstairs, who have gone through his mentorship. Okay, he has emerged as a long-time influencer, passionate about things, thought, leadership, and zealous in his thematic goal of demystifying communication technology to make it more accessible to even the average person and business. Son to prison warders. The ecosystem that he grew up in, he just wanted to become a priest. It's a dream that he was passionate about. He knew he was going to go to that, we'll call it priest school. Mm-hmm. Shame on me that I don't know how to
Seminary.
It's seminary. Yes.
I went to a Catholic school. But then, you know what? Eventually, you know what? In high school, his English teacher, who happens to be
Indian,
Achuta, just basically tells him, boss, imagine you need to get into journalism and make sure that you do. Otherwise, that top of mind will follow me to the grave and takusumbua. Indeed, he did. He basically, after high school, due to lack of fees, he's hanging about the church, the choir. They start doing theater with the plays, and it's basically all revolves the ecosystem that is the church. Then one day, a new FM station rolls into the town that is Eldoret, and with the skill set that he's got with, remember, English and writing skills, and what he's been doing at the church, which is theater, staging plays, and ABCD, he goes to that particular FM station. What was it called, bruv? Sayare. And he says, these are the plays that we want to do for you. And they look at it, they say, it's all good. And then he starts radio theatre for them. 6 months in, the owner, it's called Rob or Pop.
Eli Rob.
Rob tells him, Chief, remember this is a Catholic kid? You're Catholic and we're Protestant. Able to convert? He goes to talk to his priest. The priest tells him, no. That's like you're going straight to hell.
He didn't say that.
Can you imagine how you make Protestants feel by the way you put that? Yeah, you make me feel less worthy, by the way, for some odd reason. So he says the job can stay. He leaves the job. And this is his first gainful employment as a Kenyan citizen. Imagine that. His faith was more important. So he leaves that, marinates around LD for a minute, about 6 months. And then Wamoini Radio in Nairobi. They give him a call, and hence our journey begins. Tony Timase, what are your handles there on social media, my brother?
Tony Timase, too. In all the handles. Yes,
all
Tony
the handles.
Timase, yes.
I like that. You see this? They're not if, but, or what. Yeah. Put a story book. Yeah. So, listen, so Titi, you come to Nairobi, brother. Never been.
Never been.
What was your first impression, by the way, of NBI?
Big city, I'm in London.
Yeah. Samba Mawe. Oh, yeah, by the way, eh?
Yes.
Was it your first time in Nairobi?
Yes. Technically.
Or before you had passed.
passing by.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I'm coming to live in Nairobi.
I like those guys. I like those guys who come to Nairobi, but they hawashuki gari. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah.
Have you we used to go when we used to have guests from Shads. Realize we used to do drop them at Machakos bus stop.
You take the next.
yani no hapana, unaona watu wamekaa ndani ya gari.
Yeah.
No, see ile gari ambayo gather boarding to go to where they're going. Ile ambayo imetoka Mombasa inaenda whatever.
Yes.
Wanakaa yani, they just look out the window. It's like, wow, this is what it looks like.
Big city.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, you're here now, and so you guys you're with people from around the country.
Yes.
So small fish in a big pond, brother.
Yep.
What happens next, bro?
So we start work. We are being trained on the job.
Yeah.
So the good priest, Father Kizito, brought in someone from Italy.
Yes.
So he was training us while we were on air.
Come on. Wow.
In everything. So and we were doing all round. And I thank God for that, because I learned everything about radio in all different departments of radio.
Yes.
So production, program controlling, news, everything, you name it.
Yes.
So we did all of that for like about a year and a half. Right. So just I'm thinking time is running, so I need to.
Oh no, go on.
All right.
And are we still, as Nairobi not made us lose any control? We're still in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Is the faith? Are we keeping the faith, brother?
We've been let loose in Nairobi.
Bus.
Accommodation? Were they providing that in the beginning?
In the beginning, they did, but we were told strictly for 3 months, and then you guys, because you're being paid anyways.
Yes. So that
we're being
keeps you
paid
grounded.
20,000 Kenya shillings a month.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're in Nairobi. Your parents are no longer having a hold on you. And you've been let loose in Nairobi. What do you expect?
Wow.
What do you expect?
Wasichana musilale.
No, mesema si mimi, but yes. There you go. So we chapa work at Royal Media. No, not Royal Media, sorry. Waumini.
Yes.
For a year and a half. All departments, learning everything. And then, after about a year and a half, I get a phone call from one Fred Afune. You would know him. He says, I'm starting a radio station here called YFM, and I would like you to come and work for me. Please come. We discuss. So I go to Royal Media Services. Remember, I'm a green guy. I don't know so much about corporate world and how it works. So he asked me, how much do you want to be paid? I had not even thought about it. So I said, I don't know. Well, how much do you want to pay me? Stupid me, right? So he says, you go home, come back tomorrow. Then we'll talk some more. So I come back the following day.
He gives you a chance for you to go and consult, by the way, and think about it.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah.
So when I see him the following day, he gives me an envelope. It's a contract. It's 50,000 bob.
Wow. That's 2.5 times what you're earning at this place.
Yes. I did not bargain. I did not negotiate.
Did you open the envelope there, or you went outside and then you came running back?
He said, go. I remember his exact words still today. Don't open it now. Get home. If you smoke, smoke. If you take a beer, then open it.
Yeah.
I remember those exact words.
Ulifika nyumbani?
Nilifika nyumbani.
Ama ulivuka hapo alfajiri?
Nilifika nyumbani. Nilifika nyumbani. Nikafungua 50,000 bob.
Bas.
I signed very fast.
Okay.
Later on, many years later, I realized I was worth much more than that 50K.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway. So we start YFM again.
No.
Yes.
But how do you, now you've been a man of the faith, and you're so excited because this is now new beginnings. It's 2.5 times what it is that you're earning currently. How do you leave your employ? Now this is important because these days people, there used to be a bit of decorum when guys used to resign. Yeah.
Yes.
These days you just don't turn up.
No. So when I got the letter, of course, again, I went to Father Kizito. He was still managing the station, Womini. I told him, I've gotten this contract, and I'm thinking about taking it up. He said, yes, that's fine. That's fine. You go on. Wish you all the best.
Good.
Yeah, so I left.
Now, Tony, this is where the grit comes in. Because in the 1.5 years that you were there, being trained by the Italiano,
yes,
while on the job, everything from, production to editing to, news, producing, PCing, all aspects that is radio.
Yes.
That's grit. Did you ever find out what it is that got Freddie to call you? Because clearly you stood out.
Yes.
What was it? And please don't be humble. What was it? I know you.
It was my voice.
Okay. Safi.
Yeah, so he said, come, we'll make you an on-air talent in this station. And then, So after he gave me the letter and we've signed, I've joined, things changed. Day one. So I'm not an on-air talent now.
Yeah.
I become an editor for jingles, drops, all those things. Yes. I do that for like 3 months, 4 months. Again, almost similar environment with Womini, because I did quite a lot, different departments.
Yes.
I started as an editor for drops, promos and stuff. I went on air at some point. Then he says, we're making you the manager of this
station. Yes.
So you're going to run this station for me.
Right.
So I said, fine.
Right.
Stupid me.
Yes.
I do not negotiate for a pay rise.
But, of course.
Yeah.
Because you are...
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm earning 50K, both from 20K that I was earning the other day. Let me enjoy my 50K.
Which year was this?
Do I remember the year? I think about 20. I think 2000.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. Yeah. Should be.
Yes.
About that
so
time,
at the millennium come and gone, was Moy still the president? That's what you should be asking him. Such like this. So go on.
So I'm in charge of young guys.
Right.
Again.
Yes.
You remember that radio station?
Yes. Yes. I do. Very well. Yeah.
It was just, again, an amazing radio station.
Right.
In terms of what we were about.
Right.
Just young guys talking to young guys.
Yes, indeed. I remember even the news was in Genge.
Yes.
Right.
We introduced that news.
Yes.
I brought that up.
Yes.
So we chapter that vibe again at YFM.
Yes.
doing crazy things, eh?
Right.
Like you're saying, news in Sheng.
Sheng.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brief from the boss then was very simple. Just make sure that we stick to the rules of broadcasting.
Yes.
But other than that,
go ahead.
Let these guys have fun.
Yes.
Oh yes, we did have fun.
Yes.
We made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Because all these guys were green, eh?
Right.
If you can remember them, DNK.
Yes.
You can remember Lavi Chico.
Yes.
You can remember.
Yes.
Those were the guys.
Right.
So guys are doing drive show like now this one of yours.
Right.
But they would stick around and do the night show.
Right.
Guys would come to work very early in the morning,
right.
And they're not supposed to be in breakfast, but they would do breakfast.
Because they're enjoying what they're doing.
They're enjoying. It was that, you know,
vibe, yeah.
that vibe.
So, Tony, I've got to ask before you go on. So, do you think that, because before that station, there was a bit of, like you said, they enjoyed, they were doing that because of passion.
Yes.
But, you know, you threw the rule book out the window. Did that set the stage for what radio has become now? As in, I look around and there's a serious lack of seriousness, you know, in terms of, you know, it wasn't so cut and dry in terms of training and what one does. And, you know, this is how you start, this is what you do, this is how you end. There was that structure. Do you think that set the stage? That, you know what, we can be less formal, we can be more informal. Is that it?
You see, when you're so formal, then it becomes plastic. And believe me, even the listener at home will feel this thing is not flowing. But if you allow some freedom, but you stick to ethics, that was very important from Fred Afune.
Right.
Stick to the ethics, but enjoy yourself.
Right.
So when you do that, and you allow your on-air talents to do that, then they enjoy what they're doing. And if they enjoy what they're doing, it resonates with the listener at home. They can feel these guys are having fun, they're enjoying themselves. But if you put rules, then you spoil things for them. Yeah.
Okay. So that goes on, and you know, some of them are still Lawi is where it is. You know? And
I remember Lawi is doing very well now.
Yes.
But during that time at YFM, I fired him.
Yes.
Yeah. He's my friend, though.
Yes.
Yeah, because of something he said on air that was not palatable.
Right.
I had to. He called the Pope names.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
When I think that's when Pope John Paul died.
Died.
Should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Around that time. Yes.
All right. Okay.
I forget many things.
Yes.
Yeah. But you get the gist.
Yes.
You get the gist. So we had fun and we enjoyed ourselves. I did so many things at YFM. We even won an award, Chago Latinese, 2 years into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was managing the station, so you can imagine.
Right.
Yeah. So transition again.
Yeah.
From YFM in that Royal Media family.
Yeah.
So there's word that now SK Masharia.
Yes.
Wait, before I get to TV now, see, I'm managing the radio station. Then at times you do go off air. Yeah. So we went off air not because of our fault, but because of transmission. And as they say, when it rains, it pours. That very day, I was late to get to work.
Yes.
I am running, because I'm monitoring from my phone, I am running to go and see what's happening.
Yes.
Guess who I meet?
The boss himself.
SK Masharia.
Pause there.
Not even Fred Afune. SK Masharia, a billionaire.
We're going to get back to that, man. After the news, Tony Timase is in studio. Next. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And obviously the title is I Just Died in Your Arms. But does it take you back, or this song actually takes you forward? How much reminds you of somebody?
Don't put me on the spot.
He's with somebody. Why are you taking him back and forth? We're talking present day.
Let's stick to
let's stick to the matter at hand.
Yes, please.
So there he is, man. It's Jay-Z. I Just Died in Your Arms. By the way, that's a good remix right there. Speaking of remixes, have you? Is it Randy Crawford? With her version of that song, you might need somebody, or is it the original one that was done by Telly Richards in 1980? So, Ebu, vote now. Is it Telly Richards? Man, you've got to vote for Telly, man. Everyone's voting for Randy Crawford from 1981. But, Ebu, just vote quick, fast, minus slow. Alafu, sooner rather than later, at the end of the hour, we shall figure out what's what. Speak of what's what, it's Thursday. It's after 5 in the PM. Clearly, it's after 6. It's all about Transformational Thursday. Think about it between, it's a mishmash of a grit, of a engage, and indeed a TED Talk. We bring you stories, life journeys of people's stories, and the journeys epitomize that word that we call grit. It's all about aspiring to inspire. This is a man who was one of the forces, okay? They were masters. He was the conductor of that choir that, as far as I'm concerned, on this World Radio Day, changed the radio landscape in this country. Remember when they started a Shank station? Remember that one? YFM? Yep, he was the manager. He's got over 20 years experience, as he said, from all facets of the radio TV industry. Starting off in training at a Christian station here, in Eldoret, then coming here to Waumini,
yes. Radio Waumini.
For 1.5 years, where he got to know all aspects of the business. Then they came calling. Waumini came calling. Then Royal Media Services came calling. And the journey continues. In studio 20 years later, you know what? He's literally one of the forces behind Loud and Clear Creatives. And this is a company that's transforming new media, which means online and broadcasting ecosystems. And what's he doing? He's basically making them listen. Let's how to strategically position and sustain momentum of collaboration with industry players yearning to transform their enterprises through cutting-edge communication. Now he's basically leading this. He's at the forefront of doing this with the big enterprises, which we'll get to sooner rather than later. Tony Timase is in studio, TT. So there we are. You're managing YFM.
Yes.
This station has gone offline. And you obviously try to get back into the building to sort it out and get it up and running.
Correct.
And remember, here it's kwa sababu transmissions tower zile za Naivasha.
Yeah.
Imeenda down. Hey.
Not our fault.
Yes.
Not my fault as a manager of the station at that point.
As you're running in, it's the HNIC, the chairman of the board himself.
Yes.
Mwenye nyumba.
I tell you, brother.
And he's a man of few words, by the way. Aongeagi sana.
Very soft spoken.
Buzz.
He looks at me and says, "Why is my station off air?" I said, "Sir, we've tried everything. I think this has got nothing to do with us.
Yes.
It must be transmitters."
Yes.
Okay. Next time this happens, you let me know immediately. And he gives me his number.
Yes. Wow.
Why am I sharing this story? Because he said it's an engage and a TED Talk.
Yes.
Since that day to date, I am never late for anything. Never late. I was told to be here by, I think, 10 minutes, quarter to.
Yes.
I was here 30 minutes before.
Yes. The English say that if you're on time, you're late.
If the owner of the station, and he's
Mzee,
he's an old man, he's a billionaire.
Yes.
He has the freedom to sit at home and eat his money.
Buzz.
But he's at work before me.
Come on.
I felt embarrassed. My brother.
Have you ever used and called SK's number?
Yes, we played golf for a while.
Of course you did.
Yes. So he's a friend.
So before you got to how you started playing golf, from running to the office to getting on the golf course, because there's membership fees. So we transition from radio. How does that start?
So Royal Media Services, of course, that's where YFM and Hot 96 is.
Yes.
They want now to rebrand the TV station because it wasn't doing well.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're looking for anchors.
Yes. This one that is number 1 now.
Yes.
Okay.
By then it was,
Yes, yeah.
it was nowhere. Yeah. So they're looking for anchors.
Yeah.
Guys go for audition. So we get the wind.
Yes.
Actually, one of my on-air talents,
Yes.
D. Silla,
Yes.
comes and tells me,
Yeah.
but they TV,
Yeah.
they're doing auditions, and I think I want to do it. Can you take me? So say,
He didn't know his way around the building. See, he works there.
I'm his boss,
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
he wants me to train him
Yes,
first
yeah.
before he's recording and stuff like that. So I say, fine.
Yeah.
I'll take you.
Yeah.
So we go. I tell the guys,
Yeah.
"Ngoja kidogo, let me just show this guy what to do. Nini, nini." And remember, I am not even a guy
you're
of
not
TV.
interested. Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
I'm not interested.
Bas.
So as I sit and I show him how to do this
Yes. Yes.
from my drama
Yes.
days,
Yes.
kumbe the person doing the auditions, Masi Uburu, if you can remember,
Yes, anakuangalia.
anaangalia from the dirisha, anaangalia.
She's like, yeah, that
Can
guy.
you record that guy?
Yeah.
That's how I got into TV. The long and short of it. That's how
And ironically, and he did not.
he did not.
Oh,
Okay, yes.
as a
Such
news
is
presenter.
life. Yes.
Okay.
As a news anchor, yes.
then you
News anchor, news presenter, same thing.
then you start carving your niche in business, brother.
Yes.
How does that begin? Because okay, so now you're now on TV. But do you now do an icky picky ponky? So was that by choice, business? Or Yani, they're like, no. This guy looks like a guy, he looks like $1 million. Let him do the business.
No, I picked business because we have, I can't share everything because it's time. But now that you've asked that, then I can go back and share.
Yeah.
So when I realized that I was not earning what I really deserve,
Bas.
I went to the MD then, one Mr. Washira Waruru.
Yes.
I told him,
Yes.
sir, guys are earning this much, and I am earning this, I think. And given what I've done for YFM, Hot 96, I think I need us to look at my pay and I need a raise, so to speak.
Yes.
Were you still at 50?
Yes. Long story.
Yeah.
So he looks at me and says, you have a point. Let me see what I can do. But even then, and you know, Coach.
Yeah.
Another amazing guy.
Yes.
So we say, talk, says, the best I can do is this figure, but even then, how will that help your life? Then we start talking, he starts giving me advice.
Yes.
And without knowing, he instills in me an idea that I should start that company that now is going out and clear.
Yes.
So I started as a briefcase company.
Yes.
So when this opportunity of TV comes in,
Yes.
I am thinking the best thing for me now is to do business.
Because it opens doors.
It opens doors
Yes.
for my company.
I like that.
That's how I ended up
that.
in business, yes.
And now to forward and then to backtrack. So that is, have we figured, this is obviously not your 2010. We're early in this millennium. And now where we are today, what I can see, we've got the mission statement. Who are the kind of players that we're dealing with right now, as loud and clear?
Across board, we've got many. The ones that come to my mind, the University of Nairobi.
Wow.
We've got the Nairobi County government. If you remember, if you've heard about it, I'm sure you have, Battle of the Choirs.
Yes.
Nairobi Festival.
Yes. Wow.
Those are my ideas.
Right.
And we were doing the communications for them. So if you know about it, that's
exactly.
my work.
Exactly. So somebody who's listening to you right now, Timase, and they're like, wow, okay, lakini huyu alipata hiyo opportunity. Lakini sasa sisi tukitaka kufanya biashara na watu kama hao to do, what advice would you give?
Listen, business or whatever it is that you put your mind to, you have to just decide that you want to do it and go for it. Nobody will wait for you to come to them and tell them this is what I have and this is what I'm doing.
I like that.
Just walk, knock on that door.
I like that.
Pitch what you have.
Tony, you're somebody who just landed in town. Okay, you are. What made you start the briefcase company, buddy?
The conversation I had with Washira Waruru.
Okay, that's what made you start.
Yes.
Now
that's what gave me an idea because he in so many words, without really
saying it.
I don't really think he meant to get the reaction that
Yes.
he gave me.
Yes.
But he sort of told me, we can pay you this much.
Yeah.
But will that sort out your issues?
So for you to Nani, you've got to look for money elsewhere.
Yes.
Bas. Now that means, unlike somebody, and it has been said that, you know what, every person who's employed needs a side hustle. Is that gospel?
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, it is. Because
Yes.
Your employer
Yes.
will never employ you enough
Yes.
for you to become a millionaire.
I like that.
Your employer will pay you just enough
Yes, to get by.
to make sure that you come back tomorrow to work for him.
Okay, so listen, I like this man. So you wanted to ask a question?
Yes, I wanted to ask about. Actually, I'm taking you back to radio. Yeah.
That's fine.
So when you go from Sayare to where you are
To Waumini.
to where you are right now, like because I know you're an observer in this field, what are some of the ways that you've seen radio transforming through the years?
Radio has become very liberal. Of course, there's social media coming in. There's, Kitambo, you would listen to radio. The beauty about radio is it's passive. You can listen to radio while doing other things.
Yeah.
But with the advent of smartphones now, you can listen to your music. You don't really need radio. But that pressure for radio to remain relevant has brought in so many changes in the way radio is perceived and how it is consumed. Yeah. I mean, it was unheard of doing news in Sheng, but we brought it. It was almost a taboo. And I remember even Caroline Mtoko then at Kiss in her breakfast show complaining about radio meaning and playing secular music. Yeah, but so things have become a little liberal now, and many things that when we started were not allowed now can pass.
Does social media make it easier or harder for this space?
It doesn't affect this space very much. It doesn't affect it very much. Of course, it's eating the cake that radio would be eating. Other than that, nothing more. Nothing more than that.
Going back to your first job, you are actually doing skits and they were being played as audio on radio.
Yes.
Do you think there's still market for that? Because at the moment you have so many podcasters, we have so many content creators who are doing like long clips of their own thoughts. Do you think there's still space for your idea to be executed today on radio?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I will tell you this.
Radio theater, bro.
Haiko sahi, but it can work. It can still work.
Yes.
And I want to back up my point by saying this. Spice FM, when you guys started that breakfast show, what do you call it? Situation Room.
Yes.
We were like,
What on earth is that? Yes.
radio?
Yeah.
I want to listen to music.
Yeah, because the mantra was, let's talk more music. Yeah.
So now, what the hell?
Yes.
That was our first reaction.
Bus.
But now it's a big thing.
Right.
Everybody's listening to it.
Yes.
So that should
So
tell
there's
you.
still a space for...
Yes, it's just, it's an idea. Then how do you package this idea? How do you present this idea to your listener?
Yeah.
What you guys, I dare say, what you guys are doing here is a play. Only that this is not scripted, but it's a play.
Yeah. By the way.
It is. I would argue that way.
Yes.
I would argue that
yes.
Interesting.
Now, Base, because this digital space, and do you need training? What do you need to? Because you mentor and you train people.
Yes.
First of all, how do they touch? Somebody's listening to you and like Eureka, light bulb. How do they touch base with you? Is there a cost implication, by the way? Do you charge them?
For my clients, of course, I charge them.
No. Forget your corporate clients.
Right.
I think the question is to ask you: do you mentor Nani and train individuals?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So now, how do they touch base with you?
Well, they reach out to me.
No, so what? Say it now. That's a plug.
Tony Timase.
Oh, that's simple as that. Okay.
It's that simple.
And
all my socials, Tony Timase.
You know, I obviously in this day and age we consume a lot of social media, and you know, like I saw something that had me laughing. I was rolling on the floor. So they had the, you know, hard body young girls. Okay, it says, "Oh, I'm so and so." I don't know if you've seen that because it's been trending. I think because there's one type of people that I really disparage. You know, those ones who carry crackers in the disco. Mm-hmm. So it's really yeah.
Yes,
so
there's a name for them. They're called what now?
Ballerinas, dancing girls.
No.
There's a name I remember. Hostesses.
Yes.
So
it's like, oh, I'm so and so. I'm a hostess and I'm a content creator. Everyone's a content creator. Mm-hmm. Do you see a situation where it's going to get too much? Or is that too crystal ball moment for you? And then number one, is there some sort of basic skill set, T-base, that one needs to get ahead of the curve?
Will it become too much? I don't think it will become too much. As a matter of fact, we are barely scratching the surface.
Wow.
In terms of what
that's scary
is to come.
Right.
Having said that, though, it is important that if you want to last in this digital age with social media, blogs and stuff, it is very important that you get some basic education, some basic training.
Yes.
And I will tell you, they are like Akina Caliph Cairo. What's happening to them now?
Yes.
So you start and you start very well, and then you shoot up. Yes. Before you know it, whoop, you've gone down. Yeah. Why? Yeah. Because then you lack the basic tenets of what it means to communicate. Because remember, even if you're a content creator, you're communicating something. So what is this you're communicating that must remain relevant throughout your career in terms of being a content creator? How do you remain relevant? How do you become a voice of reason, a trusted voice? That requires some training. You can't just wake up. Anyone can wake up today and
Thank you. You have a phone. Yeah. I'm wondering. Like,
we're talking about training. Are you talking about training in journalism or training in communication, as you've just said?
One and the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, they are.
It's one and the same. But there's some things that you must learn, even as a content creator on social media, on how best, how appropriate, and how legal you must communicate. Because you will do things, and tomorrow you're slapped with
a lawsuit.
Okay, but I'd say that...
And they told you can no longer continue doing this.
Yeah.
And they happen, even when sometimes the content creators, they steal other people's music, work, and they post as their own.
Yeah, their channels are closed and closed.
So what do you think, why do you think we seem to be very much behind in terms of, how do I put it, people earning from content creation? I think content creators are really not able to sustain themselves, most of them, a bigger percentage of them, through content creation, right?
Yeah.
So what is the biggest challenge in Kenya right now?
I wouldn't call it a challenge as much. I would say it's a nascent period. It's something new. It's getting into the system. Guys are trying to understand how the how of earning from content creation. So give it time. They will make money. It's something that's
so it's all about time.
Yeah.
So you know, T-Base, in this day and age, because you know, most social media platforms, and you know, there's that bias on the African context. They don't pay. Okay, but then so it's all about marketing and brand endorsements, right, or sponsorships. Okay, put that jacket, put that cup, put that whatever, put that betting firm, and then that's what will pay. You say time. How much time?
I can't quantify that.
Which is true.
I can't quantify how much time is needed.
So what does one need? Because like you said, like we know everybody. You've got a phone, you think you've got a thought process. I'm going to record myself and then I'm going to post it somewhere. Godspeed to the rest of us. And because they have seen pathfinders, others who have gone and done that ahead of them, they're like, you know what? It's not as hard as it looks. All right. And once I get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people to listen to me and follow me, then I'm a guru, I'm a god. Godspeed, hallelujah, twende kazi. Okay. And then we've seen also some others, Timase, who you're like, this guy's actually a bit useless, but he's making a lot of money. How? And then you're like, so they say, the Irish have got a saying, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, so aside from those lucky ones, and we know them, we just won't mention them there because, we don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Okay, how does that other person who's just posing and they've got a brilliant idea, they know they have, what they lack is funding. What does one do?
In the digital space?
In the digital space, brother.
You don't need funding. Just like in many businesses, you don't really. What's the idea? What do you have? If you have a phone,
yes,
you're good to go in terms of content creation.
Yes.
But beyond that, then, what you need to ask yourself, rather than worrying about money or funds to create, worry about how do you fine-tune your content to attract the person you want to communicate to. Most of these guys, they just see girls dancing, doing those, they call TikTok something.
Yeah.
TikTok challenges. The challenges. And they start doing it.
I like they ask that question like you do know. Go on.
Yeah, but beyond that,
yeah.
Why are you doing that challenge? Is it because you just saw someone doing it and you want to do it? What's the game plan?
Yes. So have a plan.
Yes, have a plan. And talk to people. Talk to people who've been there before. Fine, digital media is pretty new. Social media is pretty new. But if it's content creation, some of us have been in old media, if you want to call it that. But we've got the basics of what needs to be done. Even when you come in as a social media person, there are things that we guys can show you. The things that we can tell you that can propel your career as a social media influencer or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Tony, let me just pile on Kwachi's question. Now, when it comes to TikTok, Facebook, X, YouTube, we know that people from Africa are earning very kidogo money compared to guys abroad, yeah? That's true. It is a fact.
Yes.
Why do you think that there's no African app yet to reward our content creators better? What do you think is happening? And I know that we are way ahead in terms of, in terms of technology. What do you think is happening?
Top of my mind, I will say it's this thing we have of not embracing our own. We keep saying buy Kenya, build Kenya, but we don't.
But you're consuming our own content
based on apps that have been created by
by foreigners, from the global world. You know what the thing is? For how do you access YouTube? Or this guy's X?
What do you mean? How do I access?
No, it's on the phone, but the simple answer there is through a satellite. We can't build a plane. We need to put a satellite. It needs a rocket to go and get up there.
Developing an app?
No, you need a rocket. X.
The apps are there, but they're developers.
How do you communicate?
The app developers,
Listen,
yes.
How do you communicate between your phone and my phone? What is the science?
I don't know.
Exactly. The signals are bounced through off a satellite. Do you understand? And Africans, we can't even build cars.
So we're just not builders as Africans, period.
Name me one African car.
I can create an app, but will it transform society?
You're talking about the platforms.
Yes, of course.
You're right. Now, X is a platform.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Elon Musk was launching, he's launching rockets. He's putting satellites there so that you can communicate.
Yes.
Without a satellite, you cannot communicate. So what Africans need to do, plain and simple, is put a satellite into that, inner space. But you see, that is going a bit too far. Because to launch a rocket, you've got to build a rocket. But the African brains that build rockets, they're not here in Africa. Because who am I building for? Okay? You can't even build a car. Do you know Kenyan bicycles, by the way? Tell me something that we have invented or we can build.
Okay, the bottom line is you're saying we are consumers, you're not...
Bas!
Okay, good.
Even our coffee has to go outside.
Go outside.
Come back so that we can drink it.
It's very disturbing. Because I'm asking because I do hear content creators complaining about this all the time, that they're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to their earnings. But we need to do more.
Yeah, then I will go and I will develop an app. But you're the same person complaining. So I come to you and tell you, don't put your content on X or YouTube. Put it on this app that I have created.
I like that, yes.
Will they?
Nope. Because they say,
that's your answer.
We in Africa.
What is this?
This one and Elon Musk.
So we have like a trust issue going.
No, it's also racial. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How kama muzungu yuko, the African can definitely not do it better. Huyu kwanza ni huyu atatucheza. Huyu. Speaking of which, brother, now as we get towards the end, boss, you top of descent, cruising altitude, you're on top of the game, and then at what point do you decide a business, employment, side hustle? At what point does a side hustle become the main hustle, brother? Because remember, somebody listening to you are like, hey, salario. Remember, you just paid enough to make sure you come back the next day. Lakini now it's now starting to eat into the time where this side hustle is about to bloom. At what point does one decide, you know what, it is that time? Ama, do you just take a leap of faith, bro?
So, different scenarios, different outcomes.
Sharp.
And to put that home, I will give you my example. So, after that candid conversation with Washira Aruru, I start my Loud and Clear as a briefcase company.
Yes.
But I don't give it attention because I'm still in the limelight. I'm okay. I'm doing well. I did get a pay rise again, so I'm fine. Life is good. Fast forward, they give me a call again at MediaMax, K24.
Yes.
And I'm poached from Citizen to go and work for K24. So I do another 6 years at K24. We transform that station, it becomes big. But they're not making money. Management issues, I won't say so many things. So we are declared redundant. So I'm thinking, now I don't have a job. Do I start doing my CVs? Because remember, my journey throughout, I've been getting calls. All through. But now,
you have to knock on doors.
Now I need to knock on doors. So I need to upgrade my CV. I need to start sending to Standard Group, Royal Media again. In the process of doing that, I'm thinking, this guy who fired me, I am better than what he thinks. So I want my job back. So I tafuta ways until I go back to Muhoho Kenyatta, them say, not the brother. Because he's a guy with...
The guy, the priest, the former priest.
No. I'm talking about...
not George Muhoho Kenyatta. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Because he's you know, Media is owned by the Uhuru family. So the Mzee... So I get wind, Mzee is a person who's handling the Kenyatta business, so to speak. So that's the guy who can get me back my job. So after him back, I find him.
Wow.
And I tell him, I was fired, but I believe I am better. And the problem is not me.
Yes.
The problem is marketing and sales.
Yes.
They're not bringing in the money. The problem is not how much I'm earning because I was fired, so they can bring in guys who are earning 20K.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
The problem is elsewhere. It's not me. So I talk to him and he listens and he says, okay.
He's on the phone
me
number,
see-
you're face to face.
Face to face.
Come on.
I went to his office. Yes.
Eh.
Then he says, okay, Sawa, let me see what I can do. I'll talk to the guys at the station. Then you come back next week
Bas.
and we'll see.
Yes.
So that 1 week of waiting,
Yeah.
I liked about the moment.
Bas.
Oops, Kariba, niseme vitu that I can't say on air.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, am I normal? I'm going back to ask for a job that will just pay me enough to go back tomorrow.
Bas.
And I have a company here that I can concentrate and put all my energy in and it can grow because it's already shown
Bas.
that
Potential.
there's something in here. It's going to be a lot of work.
Yes.
And it is a lot of work even now.
Yes.
But there's potential. I never went back to see him.
Wow. He's still waiting for you to come back. Wow. I
So
like that.
Changed everything, put all my mind into
Bas.
loud and clear, and that's what's happening.
What was step one? Now that next morning, you got up. Where did you go? What did you do? Now it's loud and clear. This is top of mind. What are we doing?
Now we're starting making calls. We're starting
From
to
the business
clients.
contacts that
yes.
we had.
Yes.
How
And
many-
Remember, we've gathered them because I was a business
Yes.
reporter.
Bas.
I was a business
Bas.
news anchor,
Yes.
and I was a business news editor. So I've got the contacts.
Did you go
Till
to
today.
any rejections? Hey, what law
Rejections,
there was?
yes.
So,
Many.
what kept you going?
Just the fact that you have decided this is the route I'm going to take. There has been some evidence that it can work.
I like
There's
that.
some evidence that people trust you.
Yes.
And remember, sometimes when there's a rejection, it's not because they don't believe in you. It's just because it was not in their plan, maybe. And for you to convince them to put that into their plan, and particularly communication. It's for corporates. That position for public relation was never really there.
Yeah.
It's just beginning to become something very
Yes,
big now,
yes,
but it was not there before.
Yes.
You would never get someone being hired as a PR person in a company. Now they're becoming directors.
Yeah.
In the board of directors, there's actually a communication director,
yes.
but that was not there before. So you first have to convince people that there's this service and you need it. So when you're rejected, that should not put you down. No. You just did not pitch it properly to that particular person, or they've got their sights elsewhere. But that's got nothing to do with you.
I like that. How critical,
move on.
Tony, is your network is your net worth?
I would say,
Because your networking skills are unbelievable, brother. I've seen you in action. It's a sight to behold.
if you cannot network,
Forget about it.
forget about
Forget
it.
about business.
Forget, Baba, because
Like that.
how will I know company A has got a problem that needs to be fixed and I am the fixer?
Talk to people on ground.
Core ground.
I like that.
Nothing else. It's just network. And in networking, you learn, you keep learning. Even networking is a learning
Yes,
experience.
yes.
You learn a lot of things. You know trends, new trends of what's happening, new trends in the business that you're in. You meet clients and you interact with them and tell them what you're doing and they get to know you. And then kidogo you just get a call from someone you met 2 years ago. Tony, are you still running that loud and clear thing? Yes. We've got this problem. Do you think this is something you can do?
Right.
What does it take to build a successful business?
Persistence. Nothing else. Persistence.
Speaking of the P word, go on.
There. Go on. Just keep at it. Are you doing the right thing? Keep at it. When you're rejected by one person, try and figure out why. But don't abandon what you were doing. Just keep at it. Just learn learn through the mistakes, or, okay, fine, this is where I went wrong, I will correct that and go on. If they keep saying no and you're not figuring out why, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
I like that. And you say persistence. What about patience, finally, Tony? You know, there's that J moment in business where you sink in all your the money. And then, you know, it seems like it's a never-ending hole. That abyss keeps on going and going and going and going. Then that turns into the bottom of the pit. Then it finally becomes a J. The uphill swing checks in. How patient should one be? 18 months? 12 months? 18 years? 12 years?
I can't put time to it. They've said if you get into business, you've got to give it like 6 years.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't believe that. But that's what research has shown, and what books have been written about.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be. There are businesses that succeed in year one. There are businesses that succeed after 10 years of trying.
Yes. Yes.
So there's no one size fits all, in my opinion. If I was to rewrite that part of, I would say, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Just go in there and do you. You do you. And things will turn up. Because if you're in business and you're doing, you believe in what you're doing, and you're doing it the right way, you will feel it. You will feel it somehow.
Your communication background or your business contacts, which one is more impactful in terms of loud and clear?
My contacts, I would say business.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
My communication, that's a skill that I have now. But in terms of now clients, that's basically because of business. You see now, I have an advantage that maybe many other people in my field might not have. Because
they know
I would meet whoever I'm meeting.
And they're like, yay!
This is Tony. So first name basis. That works for me a lot. That has really helped me.
Tony, just a quick one, we've always discussed side hustle. You know, you started by saying that this was your side hustle, but we always think that there's nothing like a side hustle. It's either your business or not a business. And you've seen that in Shark Tank. I think you've watched it. And every time someone comes and says that I'm working and I'm doing business, he's always told, if you're not doing this business full time, then definitely it's not a real business. So when do you know when to quit your job, and when do you know, when do you know when to quit your job and focus on your business? That was actually my main question. Yeah.
You never. Do you really know? I don't think you really know that it's time to quit employment. I think other factors will push you into making that decision. And the factors could be you're no longer comfortable with what you are doing in terms of job satisfaction.
Okay.
Or your aspirations change. So you're no longer comfortable earning 50K.
Yeah.
Because remember my story, at 50K, from 20,000 to 50K, and I was like, wow, nimefika. Then you'll be comfortable at that 50K for whatever time, and until something snaps, or makes me snap out of it, then I realize, why am I comfortable with 50?
With this 50.
And I can make $1 million. But I can't make $1 million being employed. That's the moment that you decide it's like time to move.
It's called self-actualization, Tony. Have you achieved that yet, brother?
I'm comfortable as a human being. I don't know if that's
man, that's philosophical, nigga. That's a good one. Listen, when your story is told, brother, and there you've got a ghostwriter writing your book. No, but then again, I can see you. This is going to be a biography yourself. You know, you're going to write it. What's going to be the title, bruv?
He lived it. He loved it.
That's going to be on a gravestone. What is going to be the title of your book?
That's a title.
Allah, he lived it and loved it. By Tony Timase. You said it loud and clear. You see what I did there?
Chop, chop.
So, brother, your final message, man, to the peoples.
If business, entrepreneurship, life was meant to be busy, we wouldn't be waking up every morning. And if anyone lies to you that it's going to be easy, no. It's going to be tough. There are bright days coming, but even those bright days, there will be some rain after.
I like that.
And sunshine.
I like that.
And rain again.
Yes.
So you have to hang in there.
That's what it's all about. Transformational Thursday. You know, loud and clear's very own Tony Timase. T-Base. TT, thanks for coming through, brother. He is Tony Timase on all platforms. Now, we want to play you one last song before you depart for it. It is about that time. Which one is it going to be, brother? There's Teddy Swims, there's Nadel Richie, there's Billy Myers, there's Genuine Timberland, Jermaine, and Michael Jackson, brother.
Let's play Seller.
And don't tell me for tomorrow, please. Hey, love is a beautiful thing, man. We'll see you. No, we can't meet on Valentine's. This is over the weekend.